gym blogs. We're going to do curls today, biceps. Boom! Okay, the guns, the ego muscle. Tons of different variants of this. It's a relatively simple exercise. It's just a case of flexing the arm. But there are some points about it that do make it better or worse. We're going to look at where people go wrong, because that's what makes something good or bad. It's just the little cheats, the little easier ways of doing stuff. So body momentum, swinging it up, using your shoulders, and not just isolating the bicep. That's the whole point of this. Is you want to target your biceps, isolate the movement, and just get the elbow flexing. I've only got a barbell at home. Obviously, we're all quarantined in here, and some of you probably don't even have that. Boo! So I'm going to go with what I've got. Don't have any dumbbells, so I can't involve the twist, which is all massively important. But what I will do is I'll use a plate. I quite like using plates. I go on a barbell instead of a dumbbell, actually. Makes a little difference. But I will look at that as well. So with the barbell, I'll go through the good old favourite, the barbell curl. Then I'll look at what I prefer as a drag curl, which is all about just keeping the body momentum out of it, keeping the shoulders out of it, and really targeting the bicep. Then we'll do a seated drag curl, which I think has another element of being even better again. Then I will do my favourite, which would be a bent over curl. That completely takes out any form of assistance from any other body part. Real fave of mine for the curls. And then we'll look at some plate curls and why I feel that's massively important to understand that that twist of the hand is a part of the bicep movement. If you're not going to do that, you're not really going to get a good full rep range and bicep pop. So we shall do that outside. And it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Yes. The kids are out. It's going to be a difficult time. I think we're going to be interrupted a fair amount, but as long as they don't die, that's all that matters, I think, isn't it? Every day you get into bed and the kids are still alive is a win. So let's get out on it. Boop. Okay, standing barbell curl to begin with. All I'm looking for here is to get the bicep working, nothing else. I'm not going to be swinging around the hips, okay? I'm not going to be winging it up as high as I can. I'm just simply pulling my wrist in towards my shoulder, okay? Until the bicep has finished its job of flexing it. I don't care how high it goes or how low it goes. If the bicep's fully flexed and I cannot put my arm in anymore, then it's done. Okay, it's finished. So, here we go, looking at that. Shoulders back, boom, good posture, held nice and tight. All of this muscle tissue around here is involved. It's holding this in a nice strong position, okay? You're not just letting it hang, damaging your rotator cuff, okay? Pull it back and hold it tight. All the muscle tissue in my back, all my traps, everything is tight and holding that anchor point. Holding nice and tight, cores tight, abs tight, slight bend in the knees, weight into my heels, and just curling it in, smooth control under power, until I can't put it in anymore. As it comes down, it's nice and slow and under controlled, giving it time under tension. The longer it takes for you to go down that eccentric movement, the more damage you can do more damage you're going to do to the bicep, okay, and better it comes. Now personally, that's all right. I don't like it. I like more of a drag curl, because I want to completely cut out any help from the front shoulder. What I mean by that is I am going to, as I pull it in, I'm going to drag the bar up my body, and I'm not going to let it move away, which means, because of the natural arc, I've got to pull my elbows back into it. And what you'll find there is you're just going to get an awful lot more pressure coming through the bicep and less help from the front shoulder. Let me show you. So, the fact of keeping it in contact with your body just puts all of that targeted effort onto your biceps and stops the shoulder coming in and taking some of that effort off of it. Try it, it's a lot harder, it's a lot better. Quite simply, you'll do a lot less reps and feel a lot more pump out of that from it. It's better, bigger bang for your buck. But even more favoured than that is I like a bent over curl, because I want to ensure that at all times gravity is doing its thing against me. As I come up here, I always want gravity pushing down. So it's the bicep that's taking the strain and stopping it from pushing down, okay? If at any point you start bringing the shoulder up and underneath it, some of that power is getting put and taken on by the shoulder and getting put through to the bone. So the bone is carrying the weight, okay? I don't want any twist here at all. When it gets really, really tired and get really knackered, sometimes it's hard to stop yourself doing that and be really strict unless you've got someone else there to wag the finger at you. But by doing a bent over, as if you're going to do a bent over row position, and then putting the bar to your chin, have an actual point of contact that you're going to, so it's replicable every single rep, the same thing again and again and again. Touch it to that chin, and you do it how many times? You do it until you cannot touch it to that chin. The body doesn't move. Watch him. There's just nothing that assists or helps with that at all. No amount of cheating, anything helps. Because of the angle you're putting yourself in where your upper arm is completely down here. Doesn't matter what you do, just get to your chin. This is always completely vertical, which means all the pressure is constantly coming down. You can't swing it up, you can't cheat really. It's a real killer, it's awesome. On top of that, I like to do a seated drag curl as well. Seated drag curl, same as the drag curls we were putting up on the body, but if you do it seated, the point is to never lose contact with your body. Let me set it up and show you. Okay, so I've got the bench out, sitting on the end of the bench, and holding the bar in exactly the same position as you would for a normal curl, just underneath the shoulders. This position here. And watch him. Arms completely straight, stretched out, in contact with your thighs, dragging it in till it touches your torso, drag it up the torso, and back down, stretch, in, curl, stretch, in, curl, stretch, in, curl, out the way, Hunter, stretch, in, curl, out the way, Hunter. So the key there is you're not resting any weight on your thighs whatsoever, ever. You're just feeling a light brush of it, okay? Think about rubbing your hands across the grass. You feel the grass just tickling away at it, but you're not resting or pushing into the ground or the soil. Same thing, feel yourself just grazing along, never lose contact. But all the pressure is still in your muscles, you're holding that weight. When you get to that full extension, stretch, get a full straighten, and then pull it back in again. It's nice, it's killer. And then when you're coming up again as well, it doesn't matter how high you do or don't get it, you get it pretty much to chest titty line. That's about as high you'll get it. To get any higher, you've got to bring your shoulders into play. So it's not about getting it high, you're not getting from A to B, you're simply stretching the arms and putting it into a full flex, but keep in contact with your body. Give that a basharoo, I think you'll like that one. There's not a lot to it, it's nice and simple. It's just about cut out any of the assistance to the movement, what's the word I'm looking for? Any of that compensatory strength. You've either got your true strength, which is the strength level at which you can do it, i.e. I can lift 10 kilo perfectly all the way through the movement. When it gets too heavy and you have to start doing compensatory movements to try and get the same result, you've passed it. You're now using what I call compensatory strength, and you can't do it. Just stop. Give yourself a pat on the back and realise you've done. Okay, it's goal has been reached and achieved. I feel it's really important to involve a pronation or supination of the hand. Okay, a twist, internal, external rotation. Call it what you like, because of the way the bicep works. if we look at the end of the bicep, if I stretch my hand completely, pronate it, the end of the bicep's here, and if I pull it in, you can see it moves away, I hope. So from here, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, gaining about an inch of hunter's head, 2 fingers, now 1 finger. I think my screen's a bit dark, I don't think I can see it. There we go, so clear bit of movement. That stretch here is part of the bicep. We're stretching the bicep out all the way. And then to start contracting that muscle, it's not just about pulling it in, it's actually the first part of contraction is to supinate the hand, okay? So, if you don't incorporate the pronation and supination of the hand, you're not doing the full contraction of the bicep from A to B. Haha, tripped over, love that. So, let's bring out what would be a dumbbell, but I like to use plates because I haven't got dumbbells, simple as that, and also it does just a good job. Let me show you that, let me go and get them. Right, 2 variants on this. It's all about where you do the twist. So here we are, I'm just going to grab a plate, simply just hold it however's comfortable. I like to do the gun, alright, little fingers in the hole, pointy finger. Now, the first way I'd say you to do is you do all the twisting at the bottom, then you hold a full contraction when you're at the top in a full contraction of the muscle, and you keep that full twist, that full supination until you get the arm all the way back down and stretched again, like so. Alright. So you start with a complete pronation, so your hand, back of your hand to the seam of your trousers. Like this. Twist all the way around as far as you can. Squeeze it in. This doesn't move, okay? You're not picking it up, it stays here. When you've got it up as far as it can possibly go, keep this plane, take it down all the way to stretched, and then twist it out, twist it in, and up again. Squeeze, down, twist, twist. Squeeze, down, twist, twist. What you find the twisting is almost like, number one, it's making sure that when you're coming up to the rep of contracting, you've got a full supination on the hand, okay? Then you squeeze it all the way up. When you're at the top, that you're not coming against, there's no bump stop, there's not like a bone coming against the bone. The only thing that's stopping you is the pump of the muscle. It's you've completely contracted and squeezed. But when you're at that point, try to push through it. You're not getting from A and then getting from A to B, hanging around at B for a lot of amount of time, then coming down again. You're getting to the point when it stops moving, and then you spend, one stab at trying to push into it as hard as you can to make sure it's at really as high as you can go. And then you keep that complete supination, and all your effort comes into turning around as hard as you can again. And whilst you're doing that as hard as you can, then allow it to come down smooth, slow, and under control. Do it a few times, start to feel the fatigue on it, and you'll realise why you do that. It makes a massive difference. Easy for you to say. Then, the other variant I like to do, but I tend to do this once fatigued, so maybe do that one first and then go to this, is I do it in a corkscrew motion. So if I think I'm going from A to B, from here I start the twist and I don't reach the full twist until it gets here. So like a corkscrew, twisting all the way around when you get here. Make sure by the time you reach here you have a full twist. Full twist. Full twist. So it's not a case of start moving, then twist it some way and then get there and then finish it off. It's synchronize the movement perfectly, because whilst you're pulling in and contracting the bicep and pulling it in this way, you're also making the bicep work from another angle of concentrating on the supination as well. So you're hitting it from two sides, it's making it have two jobs twice as hard to do, whereas at the bottom it's a case of full brain engagement in twisting. When you've done that, everything involved in just lifting and then taking down and untwisting. It's almost like one thing at a time. But when you start to do them both together, again, it does hit it a little bit harder. When you're nice and fresh and you're not fatigued in any way, it's hard to notice any system or process or any movement or technique being better than another one. So it tends to be a case of wait till you get really a little bit fatigued or fully fatigued, and you'll start feeling the differences between different movements. In the beginning, I often say, well, you already are. Shush a minute, darling. Right, last little bit of chat and nearly done. I lost my train of thought. Right, what was I saying? In the beginning, whenever I'm training somebody or myself, that all the first 2 or 3 sets you're doing is just about a waste of time really. It's just getting rid of the fluff out of the way, get rid of that freshness, get through all the resilience until you start getting fatigued and tired. That's when your training starts, okay? It's one of those old Arnold Schwarzenegger adages. He was once asked in an interview, he says, how many reps do you do? He said, I don't really know, because I don't start counting until I'm tired. Because that's when you start training. All the rest of it's a complete waste of time. So get tired, get fatigued, and then start worrying about, oh, I want to do this technique's really important, or that one there. Just get yourself fatigued. That's your training, right? You're not there to go and do 3 lots of 10 here and there and count numbers. You're here to train. You're going to smash that bicep up. If at the end of your session you can still run your hands through your hair, you ain't finished. That's a fact, okay? You should literally finish a bicep session, same as the shoulder sessions really. You shouldn't be able to drink a cup of water. Fact. It should be a case of grabbing it and you'd be like, bring your head down to it and then tip it up. If you're not like that, you have never trained before, right? Right, let me show you that one. So corkscrew curls. Just made that up, like that. So from here, it's twist, squeeze. Down, move out of the way. Twist, squeeze, twist, squeeze, twist, squeeze, dink, 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 dink. If it helps, a little sort of mental game I play when I'm doing that to help me remind me is I feel like my little finger is coming up, and at the top it's coming up to beat the drum, and then my thumb at the bottom is beating the drum. So it's bam, 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 and it helps get that twist as you're coming in. Just showing you how my mind works. So curls, simple enough. It's just about, like every exercise really, focusing what does that muscle do? Do that, don't let anything help it, okay? There's no swinging it around. Often dumbbells are harder to control when you're knackered as well, because it will be a case of swing, swing. It's not that, it's down, control, squeeze. And if you always focus on this upper arm, just simply not moving and just staying still, you won't go far wrong. So from here, squeeze, squeeze. And that way you can do it fast if you particularly want for some weird reason. You want to fire up a bit of type 2 muscle fibers and just pump it up. As long as this doesn't move, you're fine. As long as you aren't moving, you're alright. Now, because we've got a dumbbell or dumbbell type thing, what's this? What are you doing? Hey, it's my bunny ears. We're going to use a plate, a dumbbell type thing. We can always do a hammer curl as well. Now, hammer curl, you'll be a little bit stronger because you're bringing your brachialis into play as well. And so for that, it's just simply called a hammer curl because it's just like you got a hammer in your hand, hammering, right? So you hold it in that orientation, okay? You aren't pronating, you're not supinating, you're holding it as if you are hammering. Yeah, all on your own. From here then it's squeeze down. But it's no different, you're not doing anything funky, you're just simply keeping the hand in this orientation. Squeeze up, down, upper arm's not moving, body's not moving, it's down, squeeze, down, squeeze. Doing one at a time, do one in each hand, doing both at the same time, alternate them, doesn't make any difference, just fatigue the muscle out. Keep going until it's done. If you can do another rep, you've not finished. If you're bored of that, stop. But stop mid-rep. Keep it holding, fatigue it out, maybe do the other one. What's this one's holding still, okay? And then change it over. But ultimately, what you're looking at is fatigue the muscle. So my favourites would be the bent over curl, definitely. Then from that, I'll probably go down to a bit of dumbbells and do the 2 orientations. I would start with I call them swishies, right? Mainly because when I'm training with Sarah, I get her to dangle her hand down and imagine that her hand's in the water. She's swishy into all the fishies, right? Swishy. And then she brings it up, down is swishy. And then I do the corkscrew ones afterwards. But it doesn't really, I'll say, it doesn't matter what you do. Just don't stop until you're fatigued. If you're not fatigued, you're not finished. Nice. Let's finish it there. Bye. Right, just before we go, I'm just reviewing that video back again and thinking about what holes would I pick in it as a trainer. And there is the thing I feel like I need to just hammer into and making a point more of is the way in which you do the movement. This across the board for any exercise you ever do. Doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, it should be the same rules for everything. The principles of training are you don't just move a rep range of contract and eccentric contraction, i.e. up and down, get from A to B, A to B, A to B. That's not necessarily what you're there to do. Okay, you can do that if you like, but you'll spend a lot longer gaining the goal than if you do and go about it in the correct process. Think about the way contracting the muscle. So if you're curling, pulling that hand up towards your shoulder, that is you reaching the start line. Okay, once you've fully contracted the muscle, that should be the beginning of your muscle training, the beginning of your movement. It's that eccentric contraction, the way back down again, going back to the beginning, so from B to A. That's really where the training happens. You take it down on a count of 1, count of 3, count of 4, count of 7, whatever you want, but the slower you go, the better it is for you in terms of your training goal. The quicker you'll achieve your fatigue, the more damage you're doing per movement, the more the time under tension you're getting. You only get muscle atrophy happening, as I've explained in a previous video I'm sure you watched, if not, back you go. You only get that muscle atrophy happening on the negative movement, on the eccentric contraction, on the way back. I kind of think about it like a typewriter. The old school typewriters, you're typing away, get to the end, and then it's ding, and then you're back to the beginning again, ding, back to the beginning again. Well, that back to the beginning again, to start the line again, that is literally that contraction. So taking that hand from a nice long dangled arm, bringing it up to the shoulder, that's that ding back to the beginning. This is where your exercise starts, and taking from the full contraction of the muscle back down again. Time under tension. That's what it's all about. Slow your muscle movement down, so have 2 distinct movements. Take it up onto one speed and then much slower on the way down. So quickly up, slowly down. The quicker you get back, it's like you want to get back to do the exercise again. Back to contraction, take it down. As soon as it's back down to a nice straight arm, boom, back up to it and take it straight down again. So that is a principle. I forget that sometimes in explaining because it's just part of normal training to me. Work on that eccentric movement. And it is key to hammer that in because I see so many people forgetting that, like the contraction is the end of the movement instead of the beginning. They'll pick that weight up and then it will just pretty much just drop back down to the beginning again to pick it back up again. And all your effort is going on the wrong journey or wrong leg of that journey. I hope that makes sense. If it